Ireland is hopping across the pond to Liverpool this year with We Are One by Wild Youth. But will we be uniting behind this one? Let's review Eurovision. So Ireland are sending Wild Youth to Liverpool with We Are One. Now, last year, they didn't get through to the finals. An absolute scandal, in my humble opinion. Brooke, what a firecracker. But this year, they're sending kind of different tone, I think that's fair to say. Let's have a little listen to We Are One. So that's Ireland's entry for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Jack, what do you make of it?
Well, my thoughts of it are as follows. I think let's look at it as like a maths equation here. If you have generic and then square it, so generic to the power of generic, and then to the power of generic again, and then carry on until it creates a black hole, that's how generic this is. This is honestly one of the most dull, generic, just piss poor entries for a very long time. I mean, God, what is the point? What is the point? Do you think anybody sitting at home watching this is going to think, you know what? Yeah, we are one. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Is anybody going to be inspired by this? Is anybody going to think, you know what? The world is awful, but this is the rallying cry we needed. Forget war, forget famine, forget poverty. Ireland says we are one.
No, it's no Live Aid for you, is it?
It's no Live Aid. It's awful. What is the point? What's the point? Ireland, they should have gone through last year. They were robbed, to be fair. They should have gone through last year. And that they've taken such a massive step backwards with this. Because it's just, what is it? It's just, I shit you not. The first time I listened to it, I just had it on in the background of my headphones. I was on the tube, on my way to work, and I heard it. And I kid you not, it's so generic, I managed to finish each lyric in my head. I'd never heard it before, but I just knew it was so generic.
Like, I know where this is going. I've heard it before.
Yeah, I know exactly where it's been because the rhyming is basic. It's really, oh God, it's really bad. Really, really bad. It's even Dust in the Turkey was more interesting than this.
Dust in the Turkey was great.
Dust in the Turkey was great, but it was taking the piss. And I think this is taking the piss in that it's such an uninteresting, it's as if they're ticking the box to say, yeah, we've sent something. Like, they might as well not bother going because it's so, I will not miss it if they don't perform it. It's really disappointing, especially because they had taken a step forward last year with Brooke and it was well staged and they put effort into it. There is no amount of staging on earth that is going to save this. It is awful. What do you think, Emily?
I mean, I'm not sure I can top the outrage of you there. I mean, it is so generic. It is upsettingly generic. I think, especially
generic. That's it. It is upsetting.
It's straight out of like a 2010 like Radio 1 playlist of just like, I feel distressed by this entry because last year was a step forward and it was a step in the right direction, and this feels very not. Like, this is kind of like Joe and Jake UK 2016.
No, do not
generic.
drag it. I didn't like that at the time, but in lockdown I actually grew a real affinity for it. Do not throw them under the same bus as this.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, because that was like sweet. That was like sweet, but that feels like the level of like effort that's being put in. It's just like, and it's so bizarre because they've had like a national selection, and it's like, oh, if you were watching that, in what, like, why was that thing? Oh yeah, that's what I think we should send. I think it's just
like, it was what is the least worst? You know what I mean? It was, It was a bad national selection. At least they didn't send that song that was actively taking a piss. But yeah, that's the thing. People actually voted for this. What's that all about? I would never in a million years spend money to say, yeah, we won. Woo, yeah. Let's unite the world. Shut up.
Do you know what? I thought of it's nostalgic. Maybe that's what they were thinking. It's nostalgic. I mean, it's not necessarily nostalgic for like, happy times, but it's dated. It's very kind of, yeah, strange. Anyway, so that's what we think of that Islands entry. It's going in the first semi-final of death. Do we think it's going to get through? And what would you rank it personally?
So is it going to get through? I think my left arse cheek has more chance of making it through to the final than this. It's never, no. I mean, it wasn't going to qualify anyway. Even if the juries were in this, it was never going to go through. This is the most obvious, probably the most obvious non-qualifier of the year, to be completely honest, because the second semi-final is pretty basic, and there's a case for nearly every song making it through out of that one. There is no way this is qualifying. Yeah, and it doesn't deserve to. It's really bad. I mean, it's so bad. If this was my family or my friends, I love them too much to lie and say that this was good. Like, I couldn't support them. If they put this in front of me, I'd be like, really, Terry, is this what you're sending? Really, really, really? It's really, really bad. My ranking out of 10 is a 2. Only because I would have given it a 1, but there are songs that I passionately dislike more than this. Somehow that's possible, but there are worse. So I'm not going to give it a 0 because that's just rude. But there is at least one song that is worse than this, so I can't give it a 1.
Ray Greville Hallward, is that you?
It's not that, no. It's just I know quality when I see it, and this isn't quality. It's too generic. It's too generic.
I mean, yeah, I'm not being much kinder to it. I'm giving it a 3, but that's because I feel like I'm not giving any songs much kind of lower than that.
Is this your least favorite of the year?
It's up there. Don't want any spoilers yet, Can't go dropping those bombshells just yet. It's definitely. I mean, it's not up there. It's down there.
I was gonna say it's the opposite. It's down there.
Yeah, I'd feel sad for this song, but yeah. So 3 out of 10. Wouldn't do very well on Strictly.
Definitely not. Anyway, let's stop talking about this. Yes, please. Are you doing the outro or am I going to? I'll do it. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies for having to sit through.
I was hosting that one. I was like looking at you like, why are you looking at me?
I was like, I'm waiting for you to. I want to get this video done so I can stop thinking about it. You say goodbye to everyone.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think. Sure, there'll be people who disagree. Let us know why.
I doubt it.
The comments on the official channel video, positive, glowing rainbows.
What? Seriously?
Mm.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if there's an algorithm that just means you can't see
than
negative ones.
review. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Anyway, we're done. See you next time. It could just be it.
We're done. Bye.
We're done.